Slack it. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome back to another episode of the Beginning of Sorrows. I'm your host, Shamal Kassad, and um, I've the today I have the brother Yashawan. Introduce yourself, Brother Shah.
This is the brother Yahshua Amawan. All glory and praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and I'll be the one be our reader for today.
All right, God. This is gonna be my reader for tonight. I just want to say welcome to another episode of Beginning of Sorrows. Just want to just want to go through um the recent current events that's been happening recently um the past couple of weeks, and the scripture reading for tonight. Um, brother Yashawan, you can please get it. Matthew's 24, starting at verse 6 to 8.
Hello?
Yeah.
That says Slakia, what chapter, book, chapter, and verse again?
Yes, Matthew 24, starting at verse 6.
24, verse 6. All right, everybody ready?
Go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6.
Huh?
And you will hear of wars and rumors of wars.
Okay.
See that you are not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Go ahead.
Verse 7. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there will be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in various places.
Right.
Verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows.
So that's basically the theme scripture for the show, the beginning of sorrows, because that right there is that's a scripture for the show that shows that the time that we're living in right now, that everything is going straight to hell. Bible prophecy coming to pass more than it ever has been. This kingdom is slowly but surely falling, and that and real soon it's going to be nothing but chaos and anarchy out here. So tonight, just want to make it a short show. I got 3 stories that I'm gonna bring up, and first let's go through what our first story, which is what else this whole situation for with the smoky skies in New York City. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna bring it up. Let's bring up I'm gonna cue the first video and bring it up. Oh, let me see.
What are the ones about? Okay.
Yeah. Now right here you see, like, everyone around the country, I heard this whole thing with the with the with the smoky sky, with the this whole thing with the Canadian forest fires that causing the sky to be as dark as it is with New York City for it happened like a couple of weeks ago, but like for like maybe 2-3 days straight, like it's like a fog that was blanketing the sky. And I think like one day was like the Wednesday with was that maybe, I think like maybe the Wednesday or the Thursday, the sky got like really dark, and all you see was like the orange sky that you see right here. So I'm gonna play the video and I'm gonna chime in. 1 minute, please. 1 minute. For those just who just joined the show, Please like, share, and subscribe. Welcome to the show. Right now, we're just doing going over the first topic, which is the whole thing with the Canadian forest fires that caused the New York skyline to be as dark as it is. All right, so I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna chime in.
Anyone who was in the Bay Area almost 3 years ago remembers the day this happened when the sky turned orange. It was September 9th, 2020. It was due to poor air quality caused by smoke from the wildfires burning across our state.
Wasn't that the weirdest day? Well, now we're seeing the same phenomenon on the East Coast. Look at these incredible images. You can see the iconic Empire State Building shrouded in that orange haze.
Now, see, look how dark the sky is. You know what I'm saying? Look how clouded and clouded and foggy the sky is. You know what I'm saying? Which is a judgment that's happening towards New York City and like the Northeast. You know what I'm saying? All done by the Most High.
And the rest of New York City's skyline looks like we're seeing it through an orange filter.
Right. And not only is it just devastatingly weird looking, but it's concerning air quality wise. The conditions are affecting millions of Americans in at least 18 states. ABC reporter Alexis Christophorus has the details.
Millions of Americans are on alert, being urged to stay indoors as much of the Northeast is experiencing the worst air quality on record since 1999. The National Weather Service issuing air quality alerts stretching west to Ohio and as far south as the Carolinas and Georgia.
These values are not just unhealthy, they're down.
So they're saying that the whole Canadian wildfire thing that caused the skies of New York to turn dark has stretched all the way down to North Carolina and all the way down to Georgia. You know what I'm saying? That's the Most High is bringing judgment upon this place. And what a lot of people don't know that those forest fires or the dark skies is causing adverse effects towards people's health. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? And for what they say, there's something about like inhaling all that smoke is pretty much akin to smoking a pack a day. Just inhaling that smoke. You know what I'm saying? And give it like maybe 2 to 3 years, maybe longer. You're gonna hear people going to start having asthma or breathing problems, or you know what I'm saying, or start getting sick. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the same thing with 9/11. You know what I'm saying? Like after 9/11 happened, the people that worked down there without the proper mask and equipment and stuff like that, for like a few days after, like a few years later, they all got sick, and then many of them started dying. You know what I'm saying? So like this is show that Babylon the Great is slowly but surely being judged by the Most High. Well, let's continue.
Downright dangerous, not just to those who have chronic lung disease or those who are elderly, but also to everyone.
New York City's air quality index peaking above 300 or hazardous, registering among the top 5 worst major cities worldwide.
This is not the day to train for a marathon or to do an outside event with your children.
Wow, wait, run that back. Hold up.
Outside event with your
now see, that's crazy. While as the mayor was saying that, you see, you know, I guess like an Edomite lady with her kids like outside in the midst of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you see like further in the back, like right around here, like people just sitting in and parlaying in that mess too. You understand what I'm saying? And again, like later on down the line, you're going to hear that some of these same people that inhaled all that stuff is going to start having breathing problems.
Your children. Stay inside, close windows and doors, and use air purifiers if you have them.
In addition to staying inside, medical experts advise wearing a high-quality mask, such as an N95, checking HEPA filters if you have them inside your home, and setting air conditioners in your car and house to recirculate. All that smoke is coming from wildfires in Canada. The country's fire season off to an early start with more than 8.7 million acres burned.
Across the country as of today, there are 414 wildfires burning, 239 of which are determined to be out of control.
While wildfires are not caused by climate change, excessive heat and drought are, and experts believe that's helping fuel longer and more intense fires.
This smoke and fog over New York and the rest of the Northeast is a warning from nature that we have a lot of work to do to reverse the destruction of climate change.
According to Stanford researchers, exposure to unhealthy levels of wildfire smoke for several days is the equivalent of smoking 7 cigarettes a day if someone were outside the entire time. Alexis Chris.
That's crazy. Being outside, inhaling that shit is akin to smoking 7 cigarettes a day. And we all know how cigarettes is very poisonous and cancerous, and it messes up your lungs. So just being outside, breathing that forest fire, because, you know, we all have our theories about that, whether or not, you know, it's really a forest fire or it might be something else. Let's continue.
Stop for us. ABC News, New York.
All right, so that's it on that first that's it on that first article. You know, this one to bring up, you know, again, like I said, like with this whole thing with the, you know, with the smoky sky, you know what I'm saying, with all the sky being as dark as it is, to the point where people are having trouble breathing, you know, listen, this is the Most High slowly but surely bringing judgment upon this place. You know what I'm saying? That's, matter of fact, it's just the second clip that I want to show. Let me. Hold up. 1 minute. I want to bring up a second clip. A second clip from Facebook, where they show how dark, how cloudy it was over the bridge. You know, just for the folks that not in New York City, or for those who missed it, just for them to see what kind of stuff, you know, that us New Yorkers was dealing with. Let me here. All right. Now see, this was taken from the taken by the I believe the George Washington Bridge, either on the New York side or the New Jersey side. So I'm gonna play it, and so you guys can see like how really dark and cloudy the sky got. All right, let me. Oh, here we go.
That's terrible.
Sorry, Facebook. Sorry, Facebook just decided to act stupid at the last minute. Hold on, let me try to pull it up again. Matter of fact, all right, I'll skip it. All right, so let me go on to the next story. Slacky about that. It just cut out on me at the last minute as soon as I pull it up. So the next story I want to bring up is this whole thing. Is, I don't know if you guys heard it, but at the end of last month, 50 senators across the country has received satellite phones. You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing that we need to understand is, in satellite phones and preparing for what? You know what I'm saying? Preparing for what? A planned attack, or just in case the society goes south. You know, what exactly do the senators, or the people who gave the senators the phone, what exactly do they know that we don't? You know what I'm saying? So my second story for tonight will be Slovakia. Let me bring up the article right here. Take it from CBS News. Senators issue satellite phones, offer demonstrations on upgraded security devices. Wow. So they're basically letting you know, you know what I'm saying? Not only they giving these senators the phones, they also offering demonstration. Okay, this is how you use it. This is how you upgrade it to make sure the thing is secure. You know what I'm saying? Which is very interesting because what exactly are the senators are preparing for that we don't know about? All right, so Slocky, you kind of got like feedback, brother Yashua War. Please mute your mic, Bobasha.
You want me to mute my mic?
Yeah, you got like a little like feedback coming in. All right. It said, amid growing concerns of security risk to members of Congress, over 50 senators have been issued satellite phones for emergency communication. People familiar with the measures told CBS. The devices are part of a series of new security measures being offered to senators by the Senate Sergeant, by the Senate Sergeant Slovakia, who took over shortly after the assault on the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021. So, this person is supposed to be the Senate Sergeant of Arms. You know what I'm saying? Was the one that gave out the devices to the 50 senators, and they say that he took over after the whole January 6th fiasco, which right there lets you know that person was specifically hired to protect the senators. Because one thing a lot of folks don't know that for politicians, like maybe like the House of Representatives, they might have some kind of power, but the real power is with the senators. They have a lot of say so, and they have a lot of pull and power on which laws get passed and which laws don't. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing a lot of folks don't understand. So like if you're a senator, you pretty much got it made because you pretty much you pretty much locked in a position that's going to be damn near impossible to get you out, unless you just straight wilding and just go the hell off. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll be very hard to get you out of a senator's position. It said the satellite phone technology had been offered to all 100 senators. CBS News have learned at least 50 have accepted the phones, which Senate administrative staff recommend senators keep in close proximity during their travels. So basically, half of the senators decided to take the phones. I guess the other half was people who didn't feel it was important, or maybe it might be people that maybe because you got a lot of these Elamite politicians that they're gung-ho patriots. You know what I'm saying? So they probably feel like taking that, they probably be selling out their people. You know what I'm saying? Like they might be on some, if the country goes down, I'm going down with it, that type of thing. But some of these other senators that pretty much all for self, like Mitch McConnell and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they pretty much on some, you know what I'm saying? Like if all hell break loose, I'm out. Like see y'all later. And that's another thing a lot of folks need to understand. There's a lot of there's a lot of senators in the country that's running this country that's very self-serving and very selfish. You know what I'm saying? They care only for themselves, no one else. You know what I'm saying? And you see that with the type of laws that they try to pass. And you see that when you find out, you also see that when you find out, like some of them have their hand dipped in other things that they really shouldn't be as a senator. You know what I'm saying? Like perfect example, like she's not a senator, but like she does have a high rank. The Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, they found out that her, that she has like businesses and connections and stuff where she's making more money than she should as a as a Speaker of the House. It's it's all type of stuff. With the whole PPP loans, come to find out, some of these politicians was getting them PPP loans as well. You know what I'm saying? Mitch McConnell was one of them. Nancy Pelosi was another one. Her nephew Gavin Newsom was getting it as well. So is a lot of these senators, like they're self-serving, and many of them that they're all for self, not all for self, but like they have their hand, dipped in, you know what I'm saying, into maybe insider trading or other inside fields where they're getting paid. So I say all that to say this: if there's a case where all hell break loose, say they gone. Nancy Pelosi, she's gone. You understand what I'm saying? Mitch McConnell, they gone. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, the main people. So obviously, some of us could figure which senator took it and which one didn't. But again, the whole purpose is, what are these satellite phones for? So let me continue reading. Shalom to Sister Harriet Barnes. Yes, she said they got inside state chips for the stock market. Yes, gone. Exactly. Now, I was just saying that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these senators, these politicians, they're very corrupt. So let me read on. The satellite phone technology had been offered to all senators. CBS News have learned that at least 50 had accepted the phones. Slack it. Which Senate administrative staff recommend senators keep it in close proximity during their travels. In testimony before the Senate Appropriations Committee last month, Senate Sergeant at Arms Karen Gibson said satellite communication is being deployed to ensure a redundant and secure means of communicating during a disruptive event. Now, what exactly kind of disruptive event that they could be talking about? They could be talking about EMPs. You know what I'm saying? You got something to say, Justin?
Yeah, Salakia. Lately it has been some cyber attacks have been reported lately. And basically, once they attack the infrastructure, it's gonna shut down everything, just like it did back in 03 and 04. Shut off all the lights, communications, everything. That's why they try and get these phones so they can stay in contact with each other, but they leave everybody else in the dark.
God, exactly. And see, the funny thing about it that a lot of folks don't understand, pretty much like maybe like every year, or at least for what I noticed, at least for the past maybe 6-7 years, that they kind of like allude, they kind of like allude that it could, well, maybe not 7, at least like close to like maybe like 10 years, where they kind of allude that it could happen again. But I know for at least the past 6 or 7, like every summer, like at least in the New York newspapers, they keep reminding you, okay, back in the 70s, around this time, there was the blackout in 77, and around this time in 2003, it was this blackout. You know what I'm saying? Like every year, they kind of like throw it in your face, like, remember what happened this day? What remember happened this day? What remember happened this day? Like every year they do that, and like every year they constantly like allude that there could be another EMP attack. They've kind of been teasing that for years. But the thing is, eventually that EMP attack can come. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a cyber attack from Russia, or cyber attack from China, or maybe something, done from within. From within. Listen, don't put anything past your government. Do not put anything past your government. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think Russia and China might hack the system and shut everything off. Nah. You know what I'm saying? You might have the powers that be that might purposely hire someone to do it in-house. And like the brother Yashawal said, like, yo, if they shut all this thing down, they want the senators to be able to communicate with each other, to let each other know what's going on, while you, the citizen, is in the dark. You know what I'm saying? You had nowhere to get in contact with your mom, with your wife, you know what I'm saying, with your siblings, with your kids. You understand what I'm saying? Now with this whole thing, I'm gonna say like this. Like for example, it is what it is. Many families are like broken up, or many families in a situation where mom live over here, dad live over there, mom and the kids live over here, dad live over here. Listen, it is what it is. This is captivity. You know what I'm saying? So you might have situations where, you know what I'm saying, where God forbid there's a blackout, the dad gonna have to travel all the way over, you know what I'm saying, to where the mom and the children at, you know, because to make sure they're okay, because there's no line of communication. You understand what I'm saying? So that's something that we all need to be mindful and pay attention on, because if they at least are planning that something might happen, you know what I'm saying, understand that eventually it will. Eventually it will. You know what I'm saying? And now this thing just hit me. Like that, yeah, a few years ago, like there was like this whole I guess it was like this fear tactic where they're saying that that the US grid is vulnerable, and it might be susceptible to EMP attacks. But they've been talking this from since, I want to say, like while Obama was still president. This goes to show how far back that they kind of been letting you know what they planning on doing.
And you know, when you think about a certain movie, Live Free or Die Hard, that's the prime example right there. He attacked right from the inside and showed them like, hey, this could happen. And he trying to tell them, but they didn't listen. They crucified him when he done it. So when he done it again as a villain, like he shut down everything. He shut down lights. He shut off the dang on traffic lights. And he caused, even matter of fact, he caused a lot of car crashes and everything. So just imagine if they can really do that in real life, and knowing they can. And they show you on that movie they can do that.
God. I want to say I did see that. Was it Live Free or Die Hard? Because if I did it, I'm gonna look it up. You know, I'm gonna look it up to watch the movie, because I'm kind of behind on my movie games. You know what I'm saying? That's a bad, you know, a bad habit of mine. I'm kind of behind on the movie game, but yeah, listen, it can happen. All right, so let me go back to reading and finish this article out. In testimony before the Senate Appropriations Committee last month, Sergeant at Arms Karen Gibson said satellite communications are being deployed to ensure a redundant and secure means of communicating during a disrupted event. Gibson said the phones are a security backstop in the case of an emergency that takes out communication. What are we talking about? EMPs, an EMP attack. There you have it. You know, take out communications in part of America. Federal funding will pay for the satellite airtime needed to utilize the phones. A Department of Homeland Security advisor said satellite phones are a tool for responding to and coordinating government services in the case of a man-made, hint, hint, or natural disaster that wipes out communication. Gibson has also opened an office demonstration space in the basement of the Russell Senate office building to offer senators and staff an exhibition of new home state office security upgrades. The demonstration room offers exhibition of duress buttons, mail screen devices, and safety glass to reduce the risk of attacks. So from what it sounds like pretty much like a bunker. You know what I'm saying? Like in case all hell break loose, you know what I'm saying? It's an EMP. Okay, all senators report to such and such. You know what I'm saying? Where from there, you know what I'm saying? The arrest button. So like if someone in there wilding out, you know, you just press a button, let them know that you're under arrest, and I guess like military personnel or the staff or Secret Service come and grab up whoever. Mail screening. So you got any mail coming in, they're gonna screen it to make sure nothing dangerous in there, and a safety glass box, a safety glass to reduce the risk of attacks. So again, you see the elites are planning something. They're planning for something. You know what I'm saying? While the regular average Joe, now this is the devil right here. The sergeant of arms lady, Karen Gibson. You know what I'm saying? So get real familiar with that face right there. That's the lady right there. I said they also threaten brownouts, reduce your AC, electric, water, etc. And what that's showing movies that she could be doing for decades. Yes, exactly. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say something right after I finish this segment. That's very important for us to start doing. But again, the same way how you see these elites are planning for something to happen is something that us as Hebrews need to prepare for. Because again, these powers that be, they don't give a damn about any of us. They really don't. All right, so let's continue with this. In her testimony before the Senate panel in April, Gibson reported our team provided initial physical security enhancements for 31 officers and improved existing security for 52 others in 2022. Maintaining security systems in good working order is a priority. And to support this effort, our team conducted over 622 service calls to maintain, repair, and/or test and inspect state office physical security systems in 2022. So again, this building was at the Russell Senate building. They're really testing it out, working out the kinks to make sure it's fail safe, because they're anticipating as time progresses, as things get hectic, as America goes to war with this country and that country and stuff like that, they're gearing up for something to happen. State administrators had also offered to stop the bleed training to better equip staffers to respond to medical emergencies and victims of attacks. Let me read that again. In case I went over your heads. Senate administrators has offered stop the bleeding training to better equip staffers to respond to medical emergencies and victims of attacks. So basically, what they're doing is doing first aid. You know what I'm saying? They're basically doing first aid training. You know what I'm saying? Which is something that is part of what I want to go into. That us as Hebrews, we need to learn first aid. We got to have like first aid kits in our homes just in case, shit hit the fan or as EMP does happen, God forbid. You know what I'm saying? And that you or one of your loved ones end up getting injured. You know what I'm saying? Learn, you know what I'm saying? Which means that some of us will have to learn how to administer first aid, know how to stop the bleeding if someone gets cut, learn how to wrap a tourniquet to like stop the bleeding, like to wrap a tourniquet around someone's arm or leg to stop the bleeding and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something that we seriously need to start looking into now while we still got time. You know what I'm saying? I know the days and the months fly by like that, but at least try to learn some form of first aid, or at least stock up on first aid. You know what I'm saying? Like, myself and the brothers in Lions of Israel, like we just had a conference call last night, and one thing we were saying was to stock up on first aid. You know what I'm saying? Stock up on food, stock up on supplies, but also stock up on first aid. Hydrogen peroxide, rubbing alcohol, bandages, wraps. You know what I'm saying? That's something that we as Hebrews need to stock up in these last days. Because God forbid, if if there's no electricity and you can't go to the doctor or the hospital, like something that's a mere cut can get infected and you get sick and you can eventually die. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys follow along, let me sign off in the chat. You know what I'm saying? But Yashawal, you want to speak real quick?
Con, just not only stock up on first aid kits, but basically stock up also on flashlights or candles, and get charcoal too, because it might come a time you ain't gonna be able to use the stove either.
God. But only thing I would say with the charcoal and the stove, that's only for folks that's able to like cook and grill outside. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. I know one thing that Esau said that you shouldn't and should not, and we really shouldn't be. You should not be grilling like inside, like an apartment, stuff like that. No, if it's like somewhere like folks might have like a balcony, like, you know what I'm saying, you might live in a building, but you got like a balcony or a terrace. You could grill on that. You grill on that. For some of the folks in like these other states, like Detroit and stuff, if you have a house and you could grill in the backyard, you know what I'm saying, you use that to grill. You can use that to cook, because they're saying that to not do it in the house because the smoke that it gives off carbon monoxide, and that can kill you.
Man, that's common sense right there. Everybody should know not to grill inside the house. And then on top of that too, they're already trying to get rid of gas stoves right now. They're trying to switch everybody to electric right now.
God, that's true. They're already doing it in New York, man. They're already doing it in New York. Was that Governor Hochul was saying that basically they're trying to phase out the gas stove and switch to electric. You know what I'm saying?
So they trying to make it really tough out here for us. Really tough.
God, and which is another thing, we might have to learn to learn how to, you know what I'm saying, like cook like how you see these Edomites doing the movies, man. Like just start a fire, have like a cast iron pot, put over it and cook whatever you got to cook. You know what I'm saying? Like start a campfire and
do it the old fashioned. Kind of like do it the old fashioned way, like you was out there in Boy Scouts. You out there, gather your wood up. You know what I'm saying, and start a fire up that way.
God. Listen, it's gonna come to that. But the main point I'm saying is this: was that basically we have to prepare for what's to come, because the elites certainly are. You know what I'm saying? Like when you see the elites preparing for something and they're not telling the citizens, that really should raise a red flag. You know what I'm saying? I'm like hold up, like what's going on? You understand what I'm saying? So let me go back. Let me try to finish off this article. In April, the House Sergeant at Arms William McFarland told legislators there is robust participation in the program to help House members secure their home residences. McFarland said that House administrators are coordinating with local police departments to help protect members of Congress who hold events in their home state and to help better secure home of members. So even on top of that, they're also teaming up with local police departments in each senator states to make sure that these senators and House representatives are well protected. You know what I'm saying? Like just in case, shit get crazy or people start bugging out, or because one thing to understand, like if all hell break loose, you know what I'm saying, Jake gonna be out here start wilding, and a lot of Edomites too. But one on top of that, one of the main targets that they're gonna go for is some of these crooked and corrupt senators. You know what I'm saying? That sign all these jacked up laws, these jacked up bills into law. And what's the main one that a lot of these Edomites are pissed on? You know what I'm saying? This LGBT stuff. You know what I'm saying? Listen, a lot of these Edomites, they're not with that rainbow stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if all hell break loose, You know what I'm saying? Some of these white patriot groups and, you know what I'm saying, these Take Back America groups, listen, they're going to be going knocking on these senators and House of Representatives door like, yo, open up. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why they're setting these guys up with local police to protect them, just in case things get crazy. All right, okay. Oh, slacking. A spending bill passed in late 2022 provided additional funds for hometown security measures for Congress. The legislation required security administrators to enhance members' protection, include providing a security program for congressional leadership, expanding dignitary protection division services, and expanding USCP field office presence, which will deploy and broaden Capitol Police protection in cities outside of Washington. So, meaning the Capitol Police, the police that's patrolling the Capitol around the White House and the House of Representatives and stuff, they want to set it up where that they have jurisdiction outside of Washington, D.C. So for those like in New York or Detroit, you know what I'm saying, or California, or you know what I'm saying, or you know what I'm saying, Louisiana or stuff like that, or Texas, if you have, you know what I'm saying, you have a senator or House of Representatives, well, all 50 states do, you know what I'm saying, but they trying to make it where the Capitol Police have jurisdiction in your city, protecting your politician or your politician. You know what I'm saying? That you know, out here signing jacked up laws, out here signing that two dudes who get married, out here signing laws that, you know what I'm saying, that you and your family struggling. You know, y'all can't get no full stimmy, y'all can't get no money to help y'all out, but you know, we gonna send another 10 billion to Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing a lot of these citizens is pissed about. You know what I'm saying? Sending all that bread to you, Ukraine, while the American people is out here struggling. So again, in the case of an EMP attack or HSTF, listen, a lot of these folks are going to be looking, hey, you know what I'm saying? Going to be knocking on these senators' door, like, yo, open up. We need to talk. So they trying to, so the powers that be is trying to set it up where the elites could hire the local police force, and the Capitol Police could also have jurisdiction in your city. So in case one of y'all trying to run up or anything like that, they're gonna be right there to handle you. You know what I'm saying? Now again, why is all this stuff going on? To let you know what type of time they on, to let you know that things about to go down. Stock it. Let me continue. Through the U.S. Capitol complex is shielded by a force of nearly 2,000 Capitol Police employees. So there's 2,000 police officers that work strictly for the Capitol. You know what I'm saying? The Capitol area, the White House, the State Building, the House of Representatives and stuff like that. So some of those going to have rights to pop up in your city. There have been growing concerns about hometown security for members of Congress. A California man was charged in a 2022 attack at the San Francisco home of then House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. The assailant was allegedly targeting Nancy Pelosi when confronted and attacked Pelosi's husband Paul with a hammer, which we all heard about that. And a lot of people were saying that allegedly that the husband was caught up in some sodomite stuff, and that was the whole thing with the him getting attacked by that dude was about, allegedly. And the May 15 attack at Fairfax, Virginia, office of Representative Gary Connolly, one of Connolly's constitutes, is accused of attacking two of the congressman's staffers with a metal baseball bat. Both were briefly hospitalized and are recovering. So you see some people like bugging out and attacking, you know, the representatives and the senators and the staff and stuff like that. So they want to make things happen. They want to strengthen things to make sure that, yo, nobody is going to be able to harm these politicians, but they may preparing for when that day comes when all hell break loose. So yeah, that's basically the end of the article. So basically what I'm saying is this. You guys need to understand that for Brother Yashua Amal, please get the scripture, Isaiah 33:6. Just keep your finger right there. Now, this basically want to say that these elites, they're preparing for things to go south. They're preparing for an EMP attack. They're prepared for whatever they're preparing for. They're preparing for it, and they're preparing to make sure that they're taken care of while you get left in the cold, while you get left to fend for self, and that while you see, and the crazy thing is, back then they will never let this news become public, but the most I have it where now, you know, the news has become public, and those who read it and have understanding, I'm like, hold up, that's a red flag. Like, why are they getting satellite phones? Because the whole point of the satellite phones is just in case if there's a blackout, you know what I'm saying, they'll still be able to get it to communicate with each other. You know what I'm saying? Whereas a common man or woman, you know, you be finished. You be left for fend for self. Brother Zah Benjamin, shalom. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, as you read in the article, that they're also training the politicians to learn how to administer first aid just in case somebody gets hurt. You know what I'm saying? So again, the point I wanted to bring up is this: that for us as Hebrews, we need to, like we said before, me and Brother Yashomar, Yashawar, to stock up on food, stock up on water, but also stock up on first aid kits. You know what I'm saying? Stock up on supplies, hydrogen peroxide, rubbing alcohol, bandages, maybe band-aids. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? For ladies that might be working in the nursing field, you know what I'm saying? You know, please bring your skills to a congregation or body, maybe hopefully the Lines of Israel or to any other congregation, because we really need those right now. You understand what I'm saying? And if not, on top of that, you know what I'm saying, us women, for the women and for us men, we need to learn, like, you know, to learn certain first aid skills ourselves. You know what I'm saying? If anything, probably check around our local neighborhoods or communities where a lot of times they're offering that type of stuff for free. You know what I'm saying? CPR, you know what I'm saying? That's another skill that might come in handy in that day. You know what I'm saying? I think just about everywhere gives CPR for free, if I'm not mistaken. And I think for at least for me growing up, like in the schools, like they had us learn how to do it. You know, how to do CPR just in case someone's choking and pass out. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we're gonna need as much survival skills as possible to be able to make it and to be able to stand on our own when all hell break loose. So before we read that scripture, Brother Yashua Omar, just want to say do a little housekeeping. Please, if you're enjoying the show, please like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't hit the like yet, please hit the like. You know what I'm saying? For those who watching If you enjoy the show, you might want to support. Please donate. The Cash App is in the ticker below. $ I am Sham 12. And on top of that, just like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy the show. Sign off in the chat. If you could hear me, if the sound's cutting out, any issues, please let me know. And basically that's it. So, brother Yashawar, please read that scripture, Isaiah 33:6.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 33, verse 6.
Read.
Wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of your times.
Read that again.
Wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of your times.
God, read.
And the strength of salvation.
God.
The fear of Yahweh is his treasure.
God. So that's the only thing that's going to get us through in this time. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom and knowledge, wisdom of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, a lot folks in the world are still moving around like we still got like 15, 20 years in this kingdom, if that. You understand what I'm saying? A wise man, sees what's upon the horizon and will see what's coming up. See certain laws get implemented, certain rights getting taken away and stuff like that. They will see what's coming down the pike and like, you know what? Like, let me start moving differently. You know what I'm saying? Which goes to my next scripture. But get the second scripture, Proverbs 27:12. Keep your finger right there when you get it.
Got it.
So again, wait, hold up, give me a minute. So again, folks, if you're still watching, please understand. Listen, as you see the stuff that's going on in society, now's the time to start preparing, start prepping. You know what I'm saying? See what's on the horizon, see things what it is, and be like, you know what? Let me start doing this right here. Read the scripture, brother.
This is the book of Proverbs 27, verse 12. A prudent man foresees evil and hides himself. The simple pass on and are punished.
Right. So this is the time where we're in right now. You know what I'm saying? We see the evil and hide himself. You see what's going on and be like, you know what? It might be the time. This might be the time to get up out of here. And that's the time that we're soon, slowly but surely approaching. That the time might come where we might have to leave where we at and just go into the wilderness. You know what I'm saying? Just go into the woods. It might become. It's coming. When that time will be, we don't know right now, but. You know what I'm saying? But at least for right now, the way how we see for evil and hide ourselves is that, we see what's going on and we start stocking up. We start stacking up. We start stocking food. You know what I'm saying? We start stacking first aid kits. You know what I'm saying? For those of us in the States so we could carry, you might stack up some, the pew. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to say it to trigger the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? Learn a skill or two, a first aid skill, a self-defense skill. Might have to learn how to train, how to box, how to fight, karate chop somebody, karate kick somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the time to hide yourself, because the last thing you want to do when all hell break loose is to be, out there uncovered. You understand what I'm saying? Like the brother Yashawar said earlier. One thing we get is scandals. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I do see all the time, like in supermarkets, is candles. You know what I'm saying? And the brand, I know the brand that they sell is like the one that Amalek uses for their Sabbaths. The Shabbos candles, candles, or whatever the hell it's called. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically, one thing that we could start off with. You understand what I'm saying?
Con, and so like it, and to add on to what you're saying, see, it said a poor man foresees evil and hides himself, right? See, everybody that's like, you know what I'm saying, that's in these scriptures, you know what I'm saying, they listening to warnings, but the people that's out here that's not even trying to listen to us, and this is what we're trying to tell them, they're gonna be the ones to be caught with their pants down. Because they ain't trying to listen, and they like whatever, they out here partying every single day. It's gonna work like as if nothing ain't gonna happen. They don't see nothing.
Right,
and when they hit them, and when it hits them, they gonna be like, "Dang, they was trying to tell us this, but then it's gonna be too late."
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And we're not saying that anything is wrong with partying or anything like that. It's just that you have to be cognizant of everything that's going on as well. You understand what I'm saying? That you can't be, you know, you can't be all party. What's that? Party all the time. You know what I'm saying? Well, girl likes to party. You know, you can't be like that all the time. You understand what I'm saying? You still have, it's kind of like for many of us, like when you at a club or you're at a party and somewhere that unfamiliar, you're around people you don't know. You know, yeah, you there having a good time, but you still keep your head on the swivel. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who about to do what, who about to run up, you know, who might step to you because you wearing the wrong color or some nonsense, or, you know, if you looking to see if two dudes over there about to get in the fight, you know what I'm saying? You looking to see if you might have to make a run for it because they might pull out and start shooting each other, and they shooting everybody but each other. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to live your life, have fun, that's cool, but you still got to be cognizant of what's going on around you. God, anything else you want to say?
And then on top of that too, always, you know, be aware of your surroundings too. I mean, like you just pulled out earlier, it's okay to party, but come on, man, still pay attention to what's going on in the world too. Like the Most High said, blessed is the man that watches and pray. Keep your eyes on the news and keep your eyes on what's going on around this world. So if you'll know how to get ready, you'll be like 2 fast or 10 steps ahead of them.
Exactly.
And then you can show everybody else on how to get the same way.
God.
But like I say, you already know what's about to happen after this. Basically, all that hiring the police to do this and do that, there's more to go. There's going to be more than just police out there. And when we start wilding out here, it's going to be the Army's going to be around here circling. That's what the National Guard going to be out there for. That's probably why they getting the tanks and everything out there for right now.
God, exactly.
If y'all don't know if you heard about that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they say they got Army tanks patrolling certain streets right now. They out there. They're just waiting for something to jump off. So you already know what's about to happen. It's about to go down. So basically, we just got to prepare and stay prayed up. Froze up.
Wait, you guys can hear me? It's not here.
Can I hear you now?
Oh, it's like I accidentally mute myself. No, I'm saying get the second scripture, 2 Ezra 13 and 14. Because this kind of it ties into it. It kind of doesn't tie to it, but yet it still does. Because the thing we need to understand that if this EMP that Igor has been teasing or reminding folks that can happen for decades, if they constantly doing that, eventually it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? For those who just recently joined, I said earlier in the show that from at least maybe like the past 10 years or longer, that that Esau has been kind of like teasing like there might be an EMP attack on American soil, you know what I'm saying? And you know, on American soil, we could shut down the grid. They've been teasing that since like, you know, Obama's presidency. And that for me, I personally noticed for starting from at least 6-7 years ago, that every year that the New York papers, the New York newspapers constantly puts up remembering the day of the blackout in 1977 or the blackout in 2003, you know, and they also always bring up the hypothetical, what if this happens again? You understand what I'm saying? So with all that being said, it's just to give you guys an idea of what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? If there's another blackout, if there's an EMP attack. So read what you got.
This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 15, verse 14.
Read.
Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Verse 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth near. And one people shall stand up to fight against another.
Right. So listen, it's going to be a lot of riots. It's going to be a lot of race wars. You know what I'm saying? You see a lot of racial tensions in this country. That's been going way down the drain. The racial unity has been going way down the drain, and the racial tension has been skyrocketing. You know what I'm saying? Plus, on top of that, you got a lot of these militia groups, these Edomite militia groups, these patriotic groups with that Take Back America stuff. Again, like I said, all that rainbow stuff that's going on, they're not going to stand for that. You know what I'm saying? So eventually, they're going to be ready to take their country back by force. Read.
Slack it. And swords in their hands. Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Right. Now this, you know what I'm saying? This is go to the average citizen and also go for these white patriot militia groups and stuff like that. Once they get pissed off and, you know, with the government and all that, listen, they're not going to give a damn about what senator such and such and how representative such and such have to say. They're going to do what the hell they feel like. And some of those folks might want to target Negroes. You know what I'm saying? That's something that a lot of us Israelites need to be cognizant of. A lot of these Gentiles, they really hate our guts.
And then to add on to that, I said, if anything, you already know that you're going to be coming for us first, especially knowing who we are.
Exactly.
I mean, we're the most hated people on this earth. I mean, come on, man. It said nation against nation. So I said, we got to be ready to protect our brothers, our sisters, and mainly our little ones.
Exactly.
I mean, hey, man, especially this word, because this word, this is going to come time, they're going to take this away from us. They're going to try to.
Go ahead, read.
See, verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
And that right there is talking about checkpoints. You know what I'm saying? That's you know, checkpoints. Like when that happens, when martial law is instituted, there's going to be all kinds of checkpoints, and they're going to be on some, oh, you trying to get in here, or your mama's over here? Yeah, sorry, you can't get in. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, it's going to be, it's going to be strictly locked down.
Locked down. You know what I'm saying? And listen, for New York, they already had a few test runs with that. One of them was Hurricane Sandy. When Hurricane Sandy hit, one thing they did, they shut after a while, they shut down all the trains, they shut down all the bridges. So wherever you was at, you was at. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were in Brooklyn and your mama's in Manhattan and you want to go by her and make sure she's okay and ride out the storm with her, If you didn't make it across that bridge, but by that deadline, you were stuck in Brooklyn, and mama gonna have to ride out the storm by herself. You know what I'm saying? Or you in the Bronx, and the mother of your children is in Queens, and you trying to get over there. You try to cross the Tri-Bridge. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't make it over there, you was stuck where you was at, or you was with your homeboy or your homies, and you try to leave and go back to your crib. If you didn't make it past the bridge on time, if you didn't make it to catch the last train on time, you was stuck wherever you was at. You know what I'm saying? New York already had a few test runs with that, and there's more to come. Go on, read.
Verse 18, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Right. So when it gets real bad, it's going to be a lot of rioting. You know what I'm saying? With this whole thing with the starvation and the food crisis and stuff like that, people are going to be kicking down the doors. You know what I'm saying? Run up in people's houses, trying to get something to eat. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of those folks are going to be packed with weapons. Read.
And then add on top of that too, and people gonna do whatever to protect their homes, especially if they got guns. And there's gonna be a lot of bodies out here. A lot of them.
A whole lot.
And like I said, iniquity shall abound and love many go as cold. Verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Right. Again, with this whole food, with this whole inflation and this food desert that's being made across the country, it's going to get to that part. And listen, the powers that be, they're not going to be able to stop it. You know what I'm saying? When a man is hungry, I'm going to say like this, man, because I'm going to come straight. When a man is hungry, he's not trying to hear what the hell a politician has to say. You know what I'm saying? When a man, or what might happen, a man might be hungry and might be able to take it like a G. Well, if you look at his kids and you see that they starving, they crying because they hungry, and he don't have what it takes to feed them, he's not gonna give a damn what the hell this politician, that politician, or any mayor, anybody has to say. And that's when a lot of them gonna be like, you know what, mask up. Let me call my homies, mask up. We gonna get the grip. We gonna run around and see who house, who house look like they might have something, and if they catch folks slacking, they gonna run up in your house and take whatever they can. You know what I'm saying? One post-apocalyptic movie that kind of showed that was The Road. You know what I'm saying? Like people was getting their house ran into, and like if you was traveling outside and and they saw you was by yourself, they ran up on you, and what the first thing they took from you? Your food. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you get a chance, watch that movie, The Road. It's a great movie. Stocky, go ahead.
And on top of that too, don't forget about The Purge also.
Yeah, The Purge too.
They was knocking heads, all busting heads off left and right.
Huh.
Anything for a slice of bread. Anything for a slice of bread. And like you said before, to keep their kids from starving.
All right.
Verse 20.
Yeah, go ahead and read it. Go ahead and read it. Yeah.
Verse 20. Behold, says Yahweh, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Lebanese. to turn themselves one against another and repay the things they have done to them.
Read 21 to close it out.
Verse 21. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom. Thus saith the Most High Yahweh.
So that's it on that. So basically, what those last two verses were saying, that the Most High is going to call all these Gentile nations together to reverence Him. And how exactly they going to reverence Him? They're going to reverence the Most High by taking each other out. You know what I'm saying? The example that I brought up before, like you see in the movie Django, where you know, with the whole thing with the buck fighting. You know what I'm saying? How the Edomite had the two slaves fight each other to the death, you know, to appease them. That's pretty much how the Most High is going to do with these nations. For everything that they did to us, the Most High is going to call these nations to fight and destroy each other, and that's going to please them. You understand what I'm saying? You know, because these nations have to pay right along with Babylon the Great. You know what I'm saying? So that's basic. That ends the second segment, the segment about EMP attack and the whole 50 senators getting the satellite phones to communicate with each other in case something goes down. You know what I'm saying? So again, do a little housekeeping. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. And also, if possible, you know what I'm saying, share, tell a friend, you know, and tell a friend. And if possible, if you find your heart, if you enjoy the ministry, you would like to support, the Cash App is in the ticker, $ I am Sham 12. You know, all that stuff is, used to help further the ministry. You know what I'm saying? You hear the headphones, the mic, you know what I'm saying, the light, stuff, to keep the show running. You know what I'm saying? Because we need this show. We need to support Hebrew Israelite media. You don't always want to go to the Gentiles, you know what I'm saying, or Jake in the world with their folly, for news and current events. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us as Hebrew Israelites, we need to learn how to keep things in-house where we strictly rely on each other. Kind of like with Amalek. You know what I'm saying? You don't see Amalek, you know what I'm saying, run into BET for news, or you know what I'm saying? They stick to their own news. You understand what I'm saying? They got their own newspaper, got their news channels, you know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. So us Hebrew Israelites need to learn doing what likewise. And also on top of that, if you haven't already, please subscribe to Maccabees TV, where the priest DIIA also does breakdowns and current events, and updates, blog, conversations, of current events and stuff like that. His wife Malika also give seminars on health. It's something that we all need to understand. We all need to take in. You know what I'm saying? So I want to put in the plug for the priest DIIA's page, Maccabees TV. Please subscribe if you haven't already. So let me see the chat. My brother, Shalom. You see her, Shalom. Sister Harriet, Shalom. And Sister Shawnee Ford, Shalom. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Let's get DIIA, thank you guys for still being us this far. Now we're gonna go into our last session and close it out. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that many of our people don't understand, and that this is something that need to understand, that this thing is, at least from what I see in the spirit, this thing that is being operated, first of all, it's being test run overseas in Ukraine with the whole thing with the Ukrainian war. But from what I see in the spirit, eventually it's going to come here, and that eventually it's going to lead to something that could be very detrimental, mainly for us Hebrew Israelites. How? Just watch the show and Slowly but surely, I'm gonna walk you down. I'm gonna walk it down, and you guys gonna see. So this is programmed in. This is programmed in. It's more so an app in in Ukraine called the DIIA app, DIIA. You know, if anyone heard of it, let me know in the chat. If not, say no. But it's a program, it's an app in a phone that's allowed to do a lot of things. But it has one nasty little capability that many folks are not ready for. And that one nasty capability that in the wrong hands can do very dangerous things. Now, first, I'm gonna show you the actual ad for this program. Is DIA, and it's basically what is known as a digital passport. You know what I'm saying? A digital passport. Hint, hint. It's another thing that these elites is trying to bring down the pike. It's a digital passport or something that they're gonna want everybody to do. But let's see what this program is supposed. Let's see what this program is all about. All right.
2 years ago, we created a digital passport in a smartphone, a document one should not leave at home. Ukraine is the first country in the world to equate a digital passport with a physical one. Having a digital passport in DIA, Ukrainians can open bank accounts, receive money transfers, pick up postal packages, board trains and planes within Ukraine, etc. Using digital passport in DIA is secure and reliable. You can check its validity with the help of a QR code in the application. This feature is available for any DIA user. We got rid of endless paper trail, certified by handwritten signatures. In 2 simple clicks, Ukrainians are able to use certified
Sorry about that. Still loading.
copies of their important documents in institutions and even when checking into a hotel. The documents are stored in PDF format and have a date and notice from organization that had received it. DIA. Simple, invisible, humane.
Now see, now that's the end of it. Now you see all the stuff that they trying to, all the stuff that they using to lure you in. Oh, is a digital passport. It has all your information. You can open a bank account. You can receive cash transfers. Like say someone cash app you like $100, or you got to pick up something from the post office. You know, oh, just show your thing, and you know what I'm saying. They have all your information. You could board flights, all of that. All your information is tracked down to a damn QR code. You know what I'm saying? Now, what exactly? Now, what exactly do you think that QR code is supposed to be? No, not supposed to be. Like, how can I say this? What exactly does this whole thing where have a digital passport with all your information? What exactly does that symbolizes of what Esau eventually wants to bring to the U.S. or brings, you know, to the entire world? You know what I'm saying? For those in your chat, sound off, brother Yasha War. If you want to make a comment, you go ahead.
I think they're using that to track to track you and know your every movement.
That's true. Yeah, that's one way. That's one way to look at it. Because listen, if you have you know what I'm saying, if you have everything in a QR code and you try to open up something here, and then you try to open up another something, you know, you'll try to open a bank account here and try to open another bank account there, it kind of does give away your location. Or if it said like it said, the thing, like you go board flights with it. So it does, yeah, they track that. Okay, this person went on a flight and went to Atlanta on this day on that time, and they took that flight. Yeah, it's a form of policing. It's form of tracking you. You know what I'm saying? And also, it also looked like, you know, they eventually going to the one world, you know, new world order. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? To one world new world order thing. Everything, you know. Now go ahead.
It's like it. It's like, I mean, right now, like you said, I mean, cashless society right now. That's what we heading to.
Exactly. That's another thing. Cashless society. But the thing is, that's not even the worst part of it. You know what I'm saying? So right now, I'm gonna use. We're gonna watch a video from brother. Not a brother. This gentleman, Clayton Morris from Redacted. You know what I'm saying? His show draws a lot of wealth of information, the stuff that's going on that we need to be aware about. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Listen, it's definitely something that we need to pay attention to. You understand what I'm saying? So, okay, let me. It's like it. Let me. I don't. All right, now before I start, I want to say fair use, fair use.
At Redacted for a number of months is the rollout of the DIIA program, the DIIA Super App, which is, of course, a program between Google and Visa and supported, of course, by US aid and your tax dollars to make sure that all Ukrainians are surveilled, their banking information is surveilled, and they can even snitch on their neighbors if they think that they are Russian sympathizers. Just go right to the DIIA app. Hey, my neighbor might be associated with Russia. Can you go and make that person disappear? That's how the DIIA app works. And this was rolled out in Washington, D.C. as a big event.
Wait. Hold up. You guys heard that? Wow. Let me play that again.
To make sure that all Ukrainians are surveilled, their banking information is surveilled, and they can even snitch on their neighbors if they think that they are Russian sympathizers. Just go right to the DIIA app. Hey, my neighbor might be associated with Russia. Can you go and make that person disappear? That's how the DIIA app works.
And see, that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like there was another app that this show Redacted that it showed like of several weeks back. And let's say maybe like a couple months back, and that in the app it went into that the I guess when the government advertised it, that they let it be known like, yo, just in case if you think that any of the citizens, any of the Ukrainian citizens might be colluding with Russia, you could anonymously let us know that, yo, man, you know, brother Jim, you know what I'm saying? You know, this guy, you know, he's colluding with the Russians. You know, that's the reason why they winning, or that's the reason why they're able to take over this town and stuff like that. That they could do that, and that it'll alert the Ukrainian, you know, police or the military to go track down that same person that you reported and pretty much kill him. Pretty much kill him. You know what I'm saying? Which is insane. But listen, it gets worse, man. Let me continue playing this.
And this was rolled out in Washington, D.C. as a big event this past week. Max Blumenthal from the Gray Zone somehow managed to get in and get a ticket and was in the audience for this big event. And there's a lot of moments in this event that I want to get Max's take on. So Max from the Gray Zone is back with us here. Max, great to see you.
Good to see you.
So you were at this DIIA rollout event, and it's amazing when you're sitting there in the audience, you see on the stage all of the players associated with this, like they have their logos up on the screen, right? You've got Google, Visa, US aid, all pouring billions of dollars into this program, which
Right now, so you hear that? That's something you need to be mindful of. The people that's backing this program, Visa, Google. Let me play it again. Google, Visa, USAID. All these are American companies. All these American companies that's currently funding and testing, this program in Ukraine. Why? Why? Because that's is going to be it's an experiment that eventually going to be brought to the entire planet. All right, let's continue.
Pouring billions of dollars into this program, which for those people who don't understand DIIA, it really is like Ukraine has become like the petri dish, the test ground for them to roll out this full-time surveillance with a smartphone. Is that not how it works?
Completely. I mean, Zelensky calls this the state within a smartphone, and the future of e-governance.
And the heartbeat, right? He said, like, you can feel like Ukraine's heartbeat within this smartphone, within this app. It's the state right in your hand, the government in your hand.
Yeah, when your phone buzzes, then because you have an alert, that's the heartbeat of the state, according to Zelensky, at a speech where at the Spook Fest, the spook mecca of Stanford.
That's where he made that speech. That was the speech where he had, yeah. So I want to play a little bit of that. This is Zelensky sort of announcing and talking about DIIA. Let's play a little bit of Zelensky because they put him up on stage on the big screen so he could really introduce what DIIA is all about. Take a look.
All right. Before he goes into that, I just want to say, all right. Before it goes into that, I just wanted to say that it's not shown here, but like in another video that they're saying that another capability that this app has where that it kind of like gives you updates and alerts from the government or what's going on in the war, no-go areas, no-fly areas and stuff like that. And I think from there that app will also let people know that the app also let people know, yo, man, if any citizen want to sign up and fight, you know what I'm saying, they could do so through the app. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically a form. It's pretty much again like the gentleman what's that? Clayton Morris said that, it's pretty much being governed by your phone, being governed through your phone. It's pretty much a government app where they pretty much dictate to you what to do through your phone, which is coming nationwide. Not nationwide, which is coming worldwide. It's international. All right, let's continue.
І це його серце, і воно б'ється з кожним вібро під час дзвінка або під час СМС, а в ньому наше українське творіння, держава у смартфоні. Мільйони українців щоденно користуються нашим державним сервісом DIIA.
Okay, so it is the heartbeat of Ukraine. One thing, of course, that he doesn't say or doesn't talk about is the surveillance piece of this. And that was another part of this program, Max. I just want to play a little clip of this. You captured this footage from the event where they're talking about, hey, if you've got a neighbor that you think is a Russian sympathizer, all you need to do, there's even a drone program game within the app where you can like basically almost drop a drone bomb on your friend. Like that's how this works. Take a look. This is ridiculous.
Wait, you hear that? Do you hear that shit? Now these apps where if, you know what I'm saying, there's apps where you could like I guess like a game where you could pilot a drone to like drop a bomb over somebody's house. So again, like for those who live like in a suburb or rural areas, you know what I'm saying? If you living next to someone that hates you or you know what I'm saying, and once you out of there, you know what I'm saying, they could text you least, yo man, this person is a Russian sympathizer or Russian colluder or whatever, and they could make you disappear. You know what I'm saying? Play that toy drone app and have it do okay. Okay. But Yashua, he's in. Okay, I'm in 510 Edgemont Lane. He's in 530. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like or 517. Even side of the street. Well, outside. Well, 517. So I'm like, okay. Yeah, he's across the street and like 3 houses down. I'm like, okay, we just and to send the boys after them, send the government after them. You know what I'm saying? Is that easy that they could make life for you very hard? All right, now let me continue. Slack it.
E-Enemy, a chatbot that helps any citizen safely transfer info about the location of Russian troops, names of collaborators, and enemy movements to the armed forces. Numerous attacks of Russian army destroyed a number of TV towers. To provide Ukrainians with uninterrupted access to information, we launched DIIA Radio and DIIA TV, so that even under blackouts, millions could feel present.
So Max, it has built-in snitching is what this app does as well.
Which is really what it is. It's built-in snitching. Built-in snitching or built-in tattletelling. You know what I'm saying? Again, before I continue, this is fair use. This video is being used within the fair use law. Continue.
If you suspect that your neighbor is a Russian collaborator, or if you're having a dispute with your neighbor and you want to make them go away, in other words, you want to have Ukrainian death squads run by the SBU security services come snatch your neighbor, disappear them, and have them wind up in a ditch. Well, you can do it with the click of a single button within the state in a smartphone app known as DIIA, and it was promoted as such. We've actually seen what's been happening to accused collaborators all across Ukraine. There's video of them going up on the Telegram channels of neo-Nazi accounts inside Ukraine, showing them throwing bodies into mass graves. And mayors have been assassinated after being accused of collaborating with Russia. The Ukrainian Interior Ministry is presiding over this entire program, and every single opposition party has been outlawed. The main part.
So listen, all this is basically a witch hunt. It's basically a witch hunt. Also, and the worst part is, all someone got to do is falsely accuse you as siding with the enemy, and you gone. You see how dangerous this thing is? Let's continue.
Party that was Zelensky's Democratic rival, Patriots for Life. I mean, we've seen their deputies rounded up and disappeared, killed. Their leader, Viktor Medvedchuk, was taken away and thrown in a military prison, roughed up. This is the reality of Ukraine today, and this smartphone app is enabling it, and they're promoting it at a Hollywood-style event with the director of USAID, Samantha Power, on stage, along with probably the most famous tech journalist in America, Kara Swisher, sitting right there.
Kara Swisher, who, as we've talked about here on the show in the past, is really a mouthpiece for a lot of these different tech events. I'd be curious to know how much they pay her to MC these events. We saw her on stage with Yoel Roth most recently. She does these events. So she was there with Samantha Power, and she brought up the corruption. Samantha Power acknowledged that Ukraine is one of the most corrupt governments in Europe, and that they've still got a lot of corruption. But because of the DIIA app specifically, that's how we managed to funnel $15 billion. I should say launder $15 billion to Ukraine. Watch this amazing moment.
And see, that's $15 billion in taxpayer money. Your hard-earned taxes is going to Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? While you over here struggling and you over here paying close to $10 for a case of eggs. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
For just $67, you can make as many.
You know what I'm saying? This is the time that we're dealing with.
And you never need to pick up a camera or use any.
And again, they money laundering all kinds of money into this app to use as a testing ground for something that they'll eventually bring here. Because trust and believe that they're going to bring it here. Come on, Google, Visa, come on, all American companies, they're going to bring it here.
Things that Congress has given U.S. aid since this full-scale invasion began is an unprecedented amount of money in direct budget support. which sounds kind of obvious. Of course, we would do that. We want to stand with Ukraine, but it's totally unprecedented, this kind of scale of investment. And we're talking along the lines of about $15 billion in a sense, cash to the Ukrainian government, which was famously corrupt, you know, in past years, and still has work, as you noted, to do on corruption today. I don't know if we could have gotten that money out of Congress if not for DIIA. Because what DIIA allows us to do is that direct budget support goes, yes, to the Ukrainian government, but then it goes to pay teachers, to pay healthcare workers, to pay first responders. And there's a digital trail. It's not, you know, some official deciding this or that. It actually is going directly into the bank accounts in a manner that just, it would have been untraceable in a prior regime.
So Max, she acknowledges the corruption, and she basically says that Congress really wouldn't have probably approved this if it went through normal channels, but because of the DIIA app, we can literally launder money right into Ukraine this way. We can funnel it and go around the normal protocols.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which is corruption, which is a major form of corruption.
And directly pay doctors, teachers, healthcare workers. So pretty much any public employee in Ukraine is being paid by you, the American taxpayer, while teachers in Los Angeles have to go on strike for decent wages. And they're paying them through this shady experimental app. And we're supposed to believe that that roots out corruption. I mean, the entire scheme of us giving record amounts of money that Congress would have never approved were it not for a totalitarian digital ID app is in itself, it should be a major scandal.
You also had a chance, you got roughed up a little bit by some of the security that was there. The U.S. aid guy, this U.S. aid guy kept showing up in your videos, putting a hand in front of the camera. I just want to play a few of those moments. Here's one of them and get you to talk about this. After the event, you had a chance to speak with Eurasia Foundation head, I guess it was the head of Pamela Spratlin.
Yeah,
she was
a
on
former
stage.
U.S. ambassador.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
Kyrgyzstan.
So she was on stage beside the chairman of Visa, and who was talking about this new app. So I want to play your interactions with her.
This event.
So this right here, this scene right here, this is basically him talking to like the big wigs that funded this program and stuff like that, and the people behind it, and basically like one of the security guards end up and like jacked them up and attacked them because they didn't want the truth to get, they pretty much did that to stifle them so that the truth won't get out what the hell is they're doing with this app. So let me just play this maybe like a couple minutes of it, and then we'll just go straight to the scriptures.
Event was about profiting off of war, turning Ukraine into a laboratory, the ruins of Ukraine into a laboratory for the fourth industrial revolution.
You're absolutely
getting
wrong.
Ukrainians all in a digital.
You're not interested in the answer?
Please. And can you tell me why my colleague Anya Parko is on a kill list by your government? Your interior ministry maintains a kill list of journalists, and my partner here, Anya Parko, is on it.
Unlike in Ukraine, you can't kill and ban your opposition here. Our Nazis actually have to hide behind the government, not serve in the government.
I thought it was quite interesting.
So it appeared like she was about to answer you, but before the U.S. aid guy gets in the way, what were you trying to get out of her?
Well, I was just wondering if she was ashamed to be at an event where war profiteers, like the head of Visa, were so proudly discussing their efforts to turn Ukraine into a laboratory, to turn the ravages of Ukraine into a laboratory. No one was on stage talking about ending the war or a negotiated settlement or peace. They were clearly talking about how to harvest more money and data from Ukrainians. And
the data for Ukrainians that they talk about harvesting is the data from that app, to see how they use it, to see how many people use it, how they use it, how many people use that whole, that snitching thing. Yo, this dude over here, you know what I'm saying? Like All this is being monitored to eventually being brought to American shores.
And here you have Pamela Spratlin just brought out to stand beside the head of Visa. She said basically nothing. And I just wanted to know what she thought of that, and if she actually believed that this was about war profiteering, when it just so clearly was. And yeah, I didn't get to answer. The guy who was pushing me, I later found out, is named Alex Howard, and he's the head of something called Digital Democracy, which is, it seems to be.
Not wait. Let me play this part again. The dude that pushed this gentleman in that clip that you just saw, he himself is a bigwig. But let's see what kind of projects is he over.
Yeah, I didn't get to answer. The guy who was pushing me, I later found out, is named Alex Howard, and he's the head of something called Digital Democracy.
Alex Howard, and he's over the thing called Digital Democracy. Okay, let's see.
Which is, it seems to be a USAID initiative, or it's sponsored by USAID or the State Department to train people in countries across Eastern Europe and other frontiers of U.S. regime change and, you know, internet literacy and so on. So he was forcefully shoving me, and I told him, if you're not security, you should get your hands off me. And then he continued to kind of manage me.
Yeah, he did it too when you were speaking with the U.S. ambassador, Ukraine's ambassador to the United States, Oksana Markarova. Yeah, you were asking her specifically about this, using Ukraine as basically a petri dish, right? You were asking again this proving ground for all of this stuff, right?
Yeah, just kind of a moral question, whether they think it's okay to surrender their country and their country's citizens to these multinational financial interests and tech overlords, to use them as test dummies in a scheme to accelerate the fourth industrial revolution, or what World Economic Forum chief Klaus Schwab calls the Great Reset, where ultimately the biological is merged with the digital. And it's no surprise that—
You heard that? The biological would merge with the digital. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much transhumanism. And what's the ultimate transhumanism that they're going to go for? The RFID. The RFID microchip that they plan on placing under people's skin. Again, this is all done by design. This is all done by design, folks. You know what I'm saying? I know the video is long and boring, but this is something that you need to understand that's coming down the pipe, because you don't want to get caught out there. This whole thing with the DIIA app is all a thing that's being tested. You know what I'm saying? Tested overseas to eventually be brought over here. Now, let me finish this up.
Logical is merged with the digital. And it's no surprise that this DIIA app was actually rolled out at the 2023 World Economic Forum that Schwab controls, and that Mikhailo Fedorov, the head of digital transformation for Ukraine, was on stage there delivering an even longer performance, TED Talk style performance, than the one he delivered in DC. But this was about bringing home the DIIA app for Hollywood style DC rollout at the Warner Theater, which is one of the most prestigious theaters in downtown DC.
It's time for me to get set up for therapy, and I use this room as my office. But the desk is over here, and so when I'm seated,
like Hollywood style, like.
But this doesn't stop with Ukraine.
It's something major and grandiose, which it is. You know what I'm saying? It's a test run for eventually be brought to America. But I want to see if they're gonna bring out the last thing before I click off.
Of course, we're already seeing the groundwork being laid for African nations as well, and this is Ukraine.
Read that again. Let's hear that again. Let's hear that again. You hear that? It's gonna be more than just Ukraine that's testing out a program like that. Let's hear it again.
At the Warner Theater, which is one of the most prestigious theaters in downtown DC.
But that doesn't stop with Ukraine. Of course, we're already seeing the groundwork being laid for African nations as well. And this is, so the test bed is in Ukraine, but it's going to expand, is it not?
Well, that's the point.
Pay close attention, y'all. Here it comes.
And that's what's so sickening and dystopian about this. Ukraine's being used precisely because it is not a democracy, because citizens have no power there whatsoever. They have no privacy rights. And this app, there's no question that this app has to rely on geolocation so it can be used to prevent citizens from escaping conscription. We've seen those videos, I'm sure you've reported on it, of young men being rounded up by military police and thrown in vans. How do they find them so easily? And once the rest of us are put in this system of control and we no longer have access to finance outside of central bank digital currency, and we have to produce digital proof of our vaccination through digital.
Y'all listening? Y'all hear what he's saying? Y'all hear what he's saying? Let me just rewind that back. Listen clearly.
How do they find them so easily? And once the rest of us are put in this system of control and we no longer have access to finance outside of central bank digital currency, and we have to produce digital proof of our vaccination through digital ID in order to travel, we are complete.
Which is coming. And remember, around COVID, that was something that was Bill Gates wanted, had verbally stated in interviews that he wants that to happen. So it's coming. And how it's going to come? Through a similar app like the DIIA app. You know what I'm saying? Come into a neighborhood near you.
Complete prisoners in a totalitarian digital fourth industrial revolution global prison. So Ukraine is being used to accelerate this process, and then it's being exported to other nations where citizens have the least power, nations that are tools of Western Empire, like Zambia and Colombia. These are nations that were announced as adopting the DIIA program. Zanzibar is also next. I saw several African diplomats, representatives of embassies in DC at the event.
Which are all pawns.
And it's also part of the great power competition with China, competing with the Belt and Road Initiative, because China is also doing AI and using digital ID all across the world.
The new frontier. Yeah. So we go into the countries that are totally destabilized. It's a perfect test bed. The countries that we've destabilized, we get to go in and then we install this draconian system. Everyone should check out the great. Go ahead.
And just one last point. I mean, this all came in through Zelensky. There was the U.S.-backed coup in 2014, the Maidan coup that brought in a new regime and NATO-backed regime in Ukraine. But none of this was taking place until Zelensky came in, whose campaign was run by American advisors, including Nina Jankowicz. So it really shows what Zelensky represents. He represents NATO, but he also represents Davos.
All right, so that's basically on that. I'm gonna share the link just in case any guys might want to review and go through it yourself. But listen, that's a lot to take in. I know it's long, I know it's boring, but listen, that was a lot to take in. And so it's a wealth of information. You understand what I'm saying? Now, brother Yashawar, it goes back to what you were saying, that this app is a form of tracking. You know what I'm saying? To find your every location, because you heard the gentleman said it towards the end how that like a lot of men is there's videos of a lot of men getting grabbed up and tossed in the back of the trunk, to taking the prisons to concentration camp or never to be seen again. And the question you asked was how was the government able to find those men so easily? Through the app. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you was right about that. You know what I'm saying? But the main thing I wanted to bring out was that other countries are also testing it too. Zanzibar, you know what I'm saying? And Colombia. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was like a third African nation, since my mind at the time, that's about to test it out too. You understand what I'm saying? these like a lot of African nations that have still got scattered Israel, and Colombia that got a lot of Northern Kingdom and some Southern Kingdom too over there. You know what I'm saying? Those people are about to become, you know, pretty test dummies for this program. You know what I'm saying? To let you guys know that this DIIA app thing is something that's going to be very bad for Israel. It's going to be very bad for a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? And brother Yashua, get second Ezra's. We still in 15. But start at 1.
This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in your mouth, saith Yahweh. Verse 2, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
Right.
Verse 3, fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against you.
Right. So basically, that's basically the most I was saying, like, yo, all these plans that the least of the power that be that have against you, don't be afraid of them. You know what I'm saying? No, don't let these plans that the elites, you know, don't let them scare you. Don't let it, you know, get you shook. But within the same vein, you need to understand that what's coming down the pike. You need to understand this stuff so that you won't get caught out there. Go ahead, read.
Verse 4. For all the unfaithful should die in their unfaithfulness.
All right, so all the wicked that don't want to believe and have faith in the Most High, they out of here. They about to get put to death. Read.
And before you go on with that, after all, did Peter say that judgment begins at God's house first?
Exactly.
And what be the end of them that obey not the gospel?
Exactly. So before Esau and the other nations get jacked up, we got to get dealt with first.
That's what he told Hezekiah. Get your house in order. What, you think he ain't gonna get his in order?
Exactly.
Verse 5. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
That's what the Most High is bringing upon this planet, man. That's what the Most High is bringing upon this planet. Sword, pestilence, famine, and destruction. There's going to be a lot of death and destruction on this planet. So, but this is where I want to have that talk with you guys. Because what's going to end up happening is, and I want you to get Matthew 24 and start at verse 9. But when you get it, just hold it. Because this is where I want to have to talk with the people. This is where what I see in the spirit, what's going to happen with this DIIA app. Again, eventually it's going to come over here. Well, as you see, they say that Colombia is about to be one of the countries that's about to adopt that program and test it out themselves too, along with Zanzibar and I think another African country. You know what I'm saying? So basically what's end up going to happen is that some of these countries slowly but surely is going to test this whole digital ID thing. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, this DIIA app with a digital ID, and they're going to bring it in and try to soften the people. You know what I'm saying? Bring it in and soften the people and have them thinking, you know, like basically how Esau would do. Like Esau try to sweet talk you to sweeten you into, taking the deal. Oh, don't worry. This is how we'll help you to do this and do that, to do that. You don't have to do paper no more. You could use everything will be digital. But again, the downside to it is this, that you will have the downside to it is this, number one, you'll be constantly tracked. As long as you have that phone on you, you're going to be constantly tracked. Like the gentleman said in the video, that a lot of men was getting grabbed up and disappeared into concentration camps or had their body tossed in a ditch. And the question he asks is how come it was so easy to find these guys? Through the app. So you mess with that app is number one, surveillance. And number two, the thing with the app is that the passports. So what's going to end up happening? Was that 2 Ezra 15? A man should desire to go to a city and should not be able. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean local. That could mean like nationwide too. You know what I'm saying? You in Detroit, you try to go to Atlanta to visit your folks. Yeah, you ain't get that. You know what I'm saying? You can't travel. You understand what I'm saying? You might be separated. You and your old lady might be separated, or you and one of your children or your ex-wife or something like that might have went your separate ways, but you still go and see the kids. So now you might want to go visit your children. If you ain't got that, you can't go nowhere. Because they're gonna use the app, or he don't have it. You know what I'm saying? Or he haven't gotten the you know what. So now you can't travel. Now you can't go on a plane. Not you know what I'm saying? That's coming. And the most disturbing thing about this whole app is that now it turned to a witch hunt. You know what I'm saying? Now people could say, yo, brother Yashua Amar, he working with the Russians. So someone could lie and say and put that false accusation on you, and without even investigating, you know what I'm saying? The government's gonna come grab you up and make you disappear, never to be seen or heard from again. That is coming. And what I see in the spirit is that eventually they're gonna bring it to America, and a lot of these Gentiles, you know what I'm saying, and hell, Jake that hate righteousness, gonna start using it towards the Israelites. When they really start bringing the hammer down and demonizing us and make us to be domestic terrorists and all the nonsense that they like to do, you know what I'm saying? Or it may not be, you know what I'm saying? It may not target us per se, or Esau might be like, oh, if you know anything with domestic terrorism, blah, 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 or a terroristic group or a hate group that you could anonymously report them using this app. So you might live next to an Edomite that hates your guts. They might see you with the fringes and stuff like that. And he that Edomite himself might be a sodomite. You know what I'm saying? Probably done got rebuked by a camp or something. When they bring this to America, it will take them nothing to text him like, yo, this person is a domestic terrorist. And next thing you know, a SWAT team is kicking down your door with guns pointed to your face. This is what I see in the spirit if this program comes to America.
And on top of that too, basically, you know what I'm saying, smoke and mirrors. That app really ain't used for them. It's basically gonna be used for us. Because like you just said, they see us on these fringes, or they calling them. Exactly. And matter of fact, even some of our own even hate us when we wearing these fringes and keeping these laws, statutes, commandments. They might use the app on us too.
Exactly.
They ain't gonna might. They is.
Exactly, there is.
I'm gonna be like, they hate white people. Let's go ahead and call them. Use that, hey, these Hebrew Israelites over here, da 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 da. Bam, like you just said. By the time we open up our door,
exactly
everywhere.
Exactly.
Your house gonna be surrounded. Ain't gonna be nowhere you can run.
Exactly. And the mess up thing with the app that they said that you could use the app to like to play like a game like where you have a drone drop a bomb on a person's house. That's basically their way. That's basically the app's way of putting a GPS marker on a person's house. So when the powers that be is ready, they could send, you know what I'm saying, the SWAT team to run up in your house and kick down the door, kick down the right door. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is it's a witch hunt. You know what I'm saying? It's a witch hunt over there, but over here it's gonna be used as a damn exterminating squad.
It's gonna be an Israelite hunt.
Exactly.
And then on top of that, just like right now, every time you put a certain app on your phone, maybe use your location device right here to tell you where you at. If you here, you there. And I'm like, man, they want to know everything. I mean, that basically saying that they on your phone right now, on your Android or your any smartphone right now, they got a tracking device inside of it right now.
Exactly.
And it's been shown on some of these some of these YouTube platforms where these even the Edomites even showing you like, hey, look, they're doing this, they're doing that. They open up their phones up, they pull it right out.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And he's right. Like on a lot of these phones, like for the smallest app, they're like, oh, do you want to? They ask you that if you want to get this app to work, you have to okay with them reviewing your location, and then with my phone, it goes into specific details. Do you want it to know your exact location or an estimate or a location of where you might be? I'm like, listen, they too much want to know your every move, man.
Oh, and I'm gonna give you something even better too. Now they even putting in these TVs too.
Exactly.
In fact, they even use surveillance on TVs and when it's off, and your phone without you even knowing.
Exactly. So again, my main point with the whole thing with the DIIA app, that it's all a test run to eventually be brought here, and once it get brought here, that in the wrong hands, it could be used as a damn exterminating squad for the Israelites. You understand what I'm saying? For wicked 2/3 Jake that hate the word, they might hate camps, they might hate the Israelites, or some disgruntled person that used to be in the truth, but fell out the truth, and now they part of something else, and they hate the Israelites and stuff like that. They might result into doing that. You might have some feminists, you might have some sodomites. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a big thing now. This whole LGBT nonsense, and now a lot of them is starting to really, really push back on heterosexual folks that's like, I'm not with all of that. Especially the whole pushing, you know what I'm saying, that pedo stuff on kids.
That's even worse. Matter of fact, right now they got a gay BC book out. I saw it on Facebook. I didn't think it was true, so I actually put it up and looked at it myself. I'm like, whoa, they actually do got it. What the hell is this?
Exactly. And a lot of folks are starting to really push back on that. But the thing is, a lot of them alphabet folks and the elites that's trying to push that on the children, you know what I'm saying? Like, they going even gung-ho. So what they could do, how they could swing it, they could be like, oh, if you know someone that might be a quote-unquote homophobe or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Or might be a hate person, hateful person, stuff like that, you could anonymously report them. Again, this is why I see in the spirit in this app if it's brought to American shores.
And on top of that too, it basically goes with their agenda to stop the population program. First of all, they teach the children to be, BPs, or I call them B pirates.
Yeah.
Or two-way freaks. You know what I'm saying? They basically teaching them, like, okay, you can do this, you can do that, it's okay. And as you know, they ain't gonna be wanting no kids, because how's a gay person, how could two G people make kids? Come on, man.
Exactly. You know
and
what I'm
they already came out with a solution for that already. What people don't know, they already got a factory somewhere right now with artificial, uteruses. I guess when they was kidnapping all the little girls out here, taking their uteruses out and using them to make artificial babies with.
God, and let's not get ahead, because that's gonna be a future show. Because as soon as I do some more research and find out what was more about it, That's gonna be a future show. But yeah, listen, man. You got Matthew 24:9.
I'm here.
God, what you got?
All right, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
And they will deliver you up to tribulation
God.
and kill you. And you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake.
God, read.
Verse 10. And then many will be offended, will betray one another, and will hate one another. Verse 11. Then many false prophets will rise up and deceive many.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 12. And because lawlessness will abound, which is iniquity in some of y'all books, the love of many will grow cold.
Right. So that's basically where we at. Read verse 13 to top it off.
But he who endures to the end shall be saved.
God, the saints shall be saved. God. So that's you know what I'm saying. That's basically the time that we're in right now. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people who might thinking, yo, how exactly they should deliver us up to be affected or to be killed through this app. You know what I'm saying? So now they don't have to personally, go over there and do it. You know what I'm saying? Go over there and stitch on us. They could do it through the app. They could be right at home, like, yo, Brother Sham next door, he colluding with the Russian, or Brother Sham next door, he a part of a hate group, and they plan on doing such and such and such. Next thing you know, I could be fast asleep. You know what I'm saying? And then I open my eyes and look up. I can see like 30 guns pointed at me, by a SWAT team. You know what I'm saying? Next thing I'm being hauled off to God knows where. That's how a lot of Israelites is going to be delivered up. You know what I'm saying? Once they really kick off this new world order, and you're not part of the agenda or what they're trying to push, the alphabet stuff, the feminist stuff. You know what I'm saying? Getting all the jabs and all that. If you're not part of it, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be labeled a domestic terrorist. And anyone that's pro any of those things, and they see you not part of it, they're going to stitch on you. No, such and such. Oh, he's an anti-vaxxer. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like with the whole thing with the jab. You know what I'm saying? With the, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? A couple years ago, it was a huge faction between the people that was against, getting the juke, and that was pro getting the juke, to the point where, like, with some places, in some situations, it almost gotten violent. And that for folks that was against it, you was pretty much made a pariah in society, meaning people didn't want to mess with you, they didn't want to be around you, they didn't want to talk to you. It's going to be the same when this new world order kicks off.
And then on top of that too, it was some people that actually didn't want to take that job and lost their jobs. They was willing to get fired for it.
Exactly.
It's like right now, the place I work at right now, there's a lot of us saying day before. I mean, there's people that worked there for 28 years, I mean, 29 years, close to retirement. They say, I don't care. If they mess around and try to force that job, they said they would quit. They would walk off the job with no questions asked, no ifs, ands, no buts. I was like, oh, trust me, there's going to be a lot of us right behind you. Because, no, I was already against it. I was like, so I told them straight up, man, they try to force it, and that's it. I don't care. I'll walk off my job. Fire me. I don't give two damns.
God. And see, that's the thing. They had faith and was willing to go that far. But one thing is, how many of us are going to have faith if something like this happens again? You know what I'm saying? What if there's another, outbreak or pandemic or whatever, and this time they talk about, nigga, you got to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm going to do. Bye. Have a nice life.
Hey, again, listen, for you and me, we both have the faith to be like that, but a lot of folks may not. You know what I'm saying? That's
their problem, not mine.
God.
I mean, I trust them all the time. I can't speak for them.
God. But you know what I'm saying? What the point I'm saying is this, man. it's going to get to a point where if you're not part of whatever the system is pushing, you're going to be stick out like a sore thumb, and the system going to make it be known where, yo, if you see someone that's not part of the program, that's not trying to get down with what's being pushed, the order of the day, you know, you don't got to make a big scene about it. Just tell us anonymously. And next thing you know, they'll make that person disappear. So read that scripture again, from 9 to 14, Matthew 24.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 9. Then they will deliver you up to tribulation and kill you. And you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 10. And then many will be offended, will betray one another, and will hate one another.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 11.
Wait, stop right there. It said, many shall be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. So yeah, this whole thing, if it gets brought to the West, well, which it is Colombia, but if it get brought to the States, it might be people that you thought y'all was homies, y'all thought y'all was cool, that might, you know, turn on you and stitch on you on the low. Drop a dime to the government. Yo, man, yo.
And I'm add on something to that. Can you hear me? I think the sound went out again.
It's like, yeah, go ahead.
To add on to that, I saw one that I get his lesson on about spiritual strength, and this is where you got your true spiritual strength go show that when your people deliver you up, whether it be a friend or even one of your close family members, you gotta have that strength. I mean, that true strength to really forgive them.
God.
Without even reviling or anything. And that's gonna be a real true test right there for you.
God, exactly. Yeah, that's gonna be a real test. You know, you might be betrayed by people that, you know, for our friends, for our family, maybe a spouse. You know what I'm saying? For those of us that might have kids that might be teenagers or older, you might get betrayed by your own kids. You know, it's be a test that you're gonna have to be able to forgive them. God, go ahead, read.
Verse 11. Then many false prophets will rise up and deceive many.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 12. And because iniquity will abound, the love of many will wax cold. But he who endures to the end shall be saved.
God. So yeah, that's it on that, man. Listen, that lets you know the time that we're currently approaching, slowly but surely. And it lets you know that things can and will get bad here. Now, I'll get my last scripture. Go back to 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. And what's like it? 2nd Ezra 16. And start at verse 68.
16, verse 68. There's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 68.
Hey, hold on. 1 minute. Let me share the thing on the screen and read and close it out. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you.
Mm-hmm.
And they should take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols.
Go ahead.
Verse 69, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 70, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Most High.
Right. So again, this is the time that we're slowly but surely approaching in. You know what I'm saying? As this world get more wicked, you know what I'm saying, and Israel starts repenting and coming back to the Most High, you're going to see a lot of folks you know, a lot of folks that's going to really show their ass, you know, pardon the pun, as far as hating righteousness. And you see it now, you know, for the brothers that go out to camp in the ministry, you see it out there when you teach, or you see on your everyday life. People hate righteousness, man. You know, wickedness, serving Satan, anything that's against the Most High that the society push is what this world is about. So if you know, if you are trying to be righteous, trying to be holy, trying to be set apart, keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, you're gonna stick out like a sore thumb, and you're gonna attract a lot of folks that's gonna flat out hate you. You know what I'm saying? You know, starting with these Gentiles, start with our own people, and then eventually to the Gentiles. You know what I'm saying? Esau and the other nations, they see us, they see the fringes. You know, they see us don't have our pants hanging off our ass. They see us with our families. They see us carrying our self-righteousness. You know what I'm saying? They gonna hate us, and a lot of them gonna start making trouble and start messing with us on a higher level.
And like you said before, the darkness cannot comprehend the light.
Exactly.
And long as that light shining in us, and those that walk in darkness ain't gonna be able to deal with it. They ain't gonna be able to handle it. They be like, "What's this, man?" You know, they go hate it.
God. Read verse 70 again.
This is the book of 2 Esdras, chapter 16, verse 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Most High. Verse 71. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Most High.
Meaning that when that day comes, they're going to be extra beast mode into taking us out. Extra beast mode and doing harm to us, and, you know, and destroying us. And some of us, they might get, you know what I'm saying? Not even going to hold you. Some of us, they might be able to destroy us. Continue.
Verse 72. But they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses.
God, so it might come a time where we might have to run for it. You know what I'm saying? You might have your stuff in your house and stuff. You know, you might have some nice stuff in your house, your flat screen TV, you know, your couch, your sofa, everything that you don't work hard for. You know what I'm saying? You might have to just pack a bug out bag, you know, you and your family, or you by yourself, just you and this debt. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Or let's say you have like a little pantry. Let's say you know, we're stocked up with food and supplies. You might have to just grab whatever you can carry and just dip, and the rest you just kind of take an L on it. That's the time we're approaching. God, what you about to say?
And on top of that too, don't be prideful and be like, "No, I can't leave this behind, leave that behind." Hell no, man. Get your ass up out of there, man. Take whatever. Take like you said, a bug out bag. Better have a tent. You know what I'm saying? Have a sleeping bag, first aid stuff, like you said, candles, flashlights, and just get the hell on, and your weapons too.
Exactly.
You go need them.
Exactly. I mean, take whatever you can carry, but a lot of us, like, it doesn't matter like what you carry. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be in comparison to all the stuff that you're leaving behind, because some of us, you might have like a huge cache of food, a huge cache of weapons. You can't, if you got like 20 guns, 20 pew-pews, you might be able to take like 2 tops. You know what I'm saying? So like, you understand what I'm saying? So again, what we're able to take is going to be small in comparison to what we're leaving behind, and we just going to have to take the L on it. Go ahead.
Verse 73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire.
Right. So that right there should be known who really are the chosen or the elect of the Most High, because we, you know, the people that's going through this going to be the main ones that's catching hell. You know what I'm saying? And those going to be the main ones the Most High going to refine in the fire, because those going to be the one that's going to know how to move, know how to navigate, and know how to overcome everything that Esau might try to throw at them or try to do to them. Go ahead.
Verse 34. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith Yahweh, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same.
So this is the Most High telling us, you know what I'm saying, telling us Israelites that are repenting, the hopeful elect, that, listen, you know, all this stuff that's going to happen, but I need you to hear this. I, the Most High, are going to deliver you from all the troubles that are about to come upon you. Read verse 75 to close it out.
Verse 75, be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh is your guide.
Right. So, and that's the main thing. We're going to have to go by faith. We're going to have faith that the Most High is our guide. You know what I'm saying? Have faith and pray that the Most High order our steps. You know what I'm saying? And in that day, to protect us from all harm and danger. You understand what I'm saying? But that's it, man. You know what I'm saying? This DIIA app that's being test driven in Ukraine. I've seen the spirit that eventually, in some form or fashion, that's going to be brought to the U.S. And if it does, this, you know what I'm saying, I explained the capacity of how it could be used against the Israelites. You understand what I'm saying? But with, you know what I'm saying? But even with that, the main thing is that we have faith, you know what I'm saying, that we fast, we pray, we keep the commandments, you know, and that we trust in the Most High for protection. You understand what I'm saying? So that's basically it. Brother Yashua, you have any closing remarks?
Khan, and on that remark, you know what I mean, when that time comes, I bet y'all just, hey, those expensive phones we have, I said throw them away. And you know what I'm saying, save yourself less trouble. Get one of those old school mini phones if possible. The ones that they can't track. I'm saying, put some minutes on them and just leave them on there. Just use them only for emergencies.
You talking about that old Nokias?
Yeah, them old Nokias, yeah. Or them old Razor phones too. But you can't download apps on them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. You can't download any of those either. Yeah, it might have to come to that. You might have to go back to those, man. But before I close out, I just want to show this this last video from like the first segment with the smoky sky and stuff. I just want to show this so that folks can understand what us New Yorkers was dealing with a couple weeks ago. Now, this is from the George Washington Bridge, when someone recorded how dark the sky got. So basically, it gotten so dark, you can't even see the other side. Because usually on a good day, on a good sunny day, you're able to see the other side of the mountain. I mean, like you're able to see the Jersey side, and you're on the Jersey side, you're able to see the New York side. During that cloudy thing, you wasn't able to see anything. You know what I'm saying? And again, like I said, for people that was out there breathing that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Give it like maybe a couple of years, you're going to hear they're having health problems. So that's just it. Just giving a closing remarks. Just want to say, I just want to give all thanks to the Most High Yahweh, Hashem Mashiach Yahushai. And I just want to say the wild to everyone that's still here. Slaki is a late show. You know what I'm saying? And also, just want to say, I know a lot of Israelites are against it, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's the 20th now, but yesterday, the 19th, was my birthday. You know what I'm saying? Just give my all thanks to the Most High Yahweh, Hashem Mashiach Yahushai, to allow me to see another year, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you look around, you see on the news, you see all these current events, you know, you see, you know, this country falling, that country falling, You know, China is building up weapons. Russia's testing nukes. North Korea testing nukes. All this stuff really, you know, it amps my spirit because it's letting me know that the end is near. I know a lot of Israelites, they're against celebrating their birthdays, and I get it. But for me, like me, I don't do the birthday cake stuff or the clubbing and party stuff. For me, I take, you know, birthdays as a day to reflect how far the Most High have brought me, and also give thanks and praise, you know, that the Most High have brought me this far. Because guess what? Even in this faith, even in the truth, we all still go off. You know what I'm saying? And at any given time, the Most High could snap his fingers and tell that death angel, take him out. You understand what I'm saying? What does it say? The scripture, what's that? The righteous fall 7 times. You know what I'm saying? Listen, any of the times that we might go off and slip, the Most High could say, take him out. You know, and definitely could have did that with me. You know, certain times I went off, or times where I didn't do the things I was supposed to do. The Most High could have been like, yo, you know, get him out of there. You know what I'm saying? But the Most High allowed me to still be here, to still see this place falling. And for that, and this is what I said, the Wadi Yahweh, Ba'ashem Mashiach, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? I want to get one last scripture. Hold on, let me see. Hold on. Slack it. Give me 1 minute. Phone's broken out. All right, Sirach 25:7. Yeah, I should have knew that off. I should have knew that by heart, but hey, it is what it is.
Sirach, which chapter again?
25, read verse 7.
Okay, I'm there.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach, last Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25, verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged, and my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy.
And that's me. You know what I'm saying? If that, to me, that's one thing that keeps me going, you know, in this captivity, is to live to see the fall of this place, to live to see the fall of Babylon the Great. All kinds of wicked and perverse, you know what I'm saying, behaviors getting pushed all around the country. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Beside my family, beside my children, that you know what I'm saying? That's the thing that keeps me going. Seeing the Bible prophecies come to pass, seeing the places falling. You know what I'm saying?
But better when you be the revenge of your fathers too.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I forgot what chapter and verse that was. That's he that be the revenge, who lives to be the revenge of his fathers.
Oh yeah, was that Sirach? Was that? I know it's
33 somewhere.
Yeah,
38 somewhere.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like the 30th chapter. But yeah, man, that's what keeps me going, man. You know what I'm saying? So I said, DIIA Yahweh for allowing me to see 38 years. You know what I'm saying? So I could continue to see Babylon the Great falling, man. Cause that's what you want to see. I'm tired of, you know, like, don't you guys get tired of seeing this wickedness? Don't you tired of seeing sodomites? Yo, I BS you not. Wasn't this past Sabbath, the Sabbath before, we was out on the street, and I think Elder Zab would, I think he went to bed, but if Elder Zab is still on, he'll tell you it was like this. It was this sodomite that was wearing a mini dress. Dude was like 6'10" and was wearing platform shoes that made him like over 7 feet. And dude wearing a mini dress and like pulling down like he a chick. I'm like, dude, it was so disgusting. Like I got there kind of late, and the brothers that was there saw it first. And when I was standing there holding post, when the sodomite passed back, and the brother showed me, I'm look, I bullshit you not. I look, I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I had to turn around and wait a few seconds for the sodomite to walk off. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is the type of stuff that we're seeing every day. This is the type of stuff that we're constantly seeing. Wickedness, perverseness, you know what I'm saying? Unfair laws, you know what I'm saying? Families being broken up, feminism being pushed, telling the woman to rebel against her husband. You know what I'm saying? Wickedness is being pushed on the children, telling them to rebel against their parents. Like, don't you get tired of this place and want to see this place fall? I know I do. So every year the Most High allows me to still be here and to see still this place crumbling bit by bit. It makes me happy. You know what I'm saying? Wait, so yeah, that's it on that, man. You got any closing remarks for ending the show?
None. I don't have none. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace, love, and blessings to all the 12 tribes scattered abroad. And I just say, just maintain and just keep enduring and keep preparing.
Oh God, and brother Yahshua already said it. You know what I'm saying? I just want to close out with a closing prayer. This is a quick closing prayer. Just say, join me next week, my regular scheduled time, Monday mornings, from like 10 out of 10 or noonish. You know what I'm saying? For the episode 4 of Beginning of Sorrows. You know what I'm saying? Most God bless. I have a very good topic for you guys already prepared. Slocky about today for the late show. It's just that, I had my seed with me and got caught up in the family thing. You know what I'm saying? But please join me again. Another month. So, all right. So thank you guys for watching. Enjoy your night. And most God bless. We'll see you on the next one. Shalom.
Shalom.